Am I on?
I think so.
Okay. My embarrassing story about Jodie is when we were building the houses. When we were doing the flooring, I had maple floors.
Yeah.
That were an inch and 5/8 thick, and there were remnants that we used to take home and use for burn in our wood stove as kindling. And we would always have these pieces together, and I had two, and they were like crackers. You put them together, and they really make a loud noise, you know. So I said, "Come here, Jodie, put your finger over here. Put your finger on. So I feel how smooth this maple is, you know." And all before that, I was clacking them. So I figured she knew that I was going to clack them. So she felt the board, and I went clack. And I said, "Oh, she's going to move her finger." Well, she didn't move her finger. And I went smack with the two pieces of maple board, and her finger went in there, and I crushed her finger. I felt like too fast. I said, "Oh, Jodie, you know." So I had to comfort her. She was crying. I felt like a mean all over. But that was my first story with Jodie. I crushed her finger.
I don't remember it anyway.
You're okay. Go ahead, Joe.
I remember us being at the Goshen Fair and you were doing that. And you were playing that game with Katie, where Katie would put her hands in and pull them out just in time.
Right.
And while you were in the middle of that game, Jodie wanted in. So you were in the middle of playing with Katie and Jodie stuck her hand in while you were already coming down with the board.
That's how she
No.
That's how I remember.
That was at home. We didn't do it at the fairgrounds.
Do you remember it at all?
No, I don't remember the wood thing
You
at
don't
all.
remember that at all?
But what about the breaking of the fingers? What happened to the fingers afterwards?
That was the story when you went to the store and Jodie said we had not her mother.
Jodie was in kindergarten.
Wait a sec, yeah.
That's all right.
No, because that's better audio. That's
How
all.
bad do I look?
Terrible.
Yeah, it looked exactly the same as you did in the mirror this morning, so pretty bad.
Okay, so she was in kindergarten. We just moved to Goshen. I knew very few people. We went to the store. Jodie wanted some candy. And I said no. And I picked her up and was dragging her out. And she was screaming, "This is not my mother. This is not my mother." I was very embarrassed.
You're so candid. You don't talk to the camera. This is not a person. You're talking to me.
Yeah, it's like his eyes like just looking at me.
Don't look at me. You don't look at the camera. Haven't you ever seen? And then you do noddies. You see, then you do shots like this. I do the concerned looks. I go like this. I go.
Can I see how stupid it looks?
They're called noddies, and you edit them in afterwards. And I ask the same question again, but now I'm looking at you. It's an old trick. Anyway, it gives a good feel.
Oh, but that's my story.
You can look now. You can look at yourself. See?
Yeah.
Is that okay? You look okay now?
Yeah.
So when did she work out she was adopted?
She was adopted. She was adopted.
This is not my mother.
Her father couldn't make the wedding.
So Ron, after the incident with the finger, then she got to you with a knife down here, right?
She attacked me. She cut me open like a fish. She gutted me.
After the fingers, he had enough, so he broke my ankle.
Oh, the ankle!
The ankle story is a
I
good
broke
story.
Phil's ankle.
This is turning into like when Ron attacks.
This is the only time in my life that I got revenge against my women. I was surrounded by women in my life constantly. And the few moments that I got my revenge, it wasn't planned, but it wasn't thought out. But after it was over, and I did feel sorry, I would go back and say, chuck one up for the father.
How did the ankle get broken?
Remember the time when she went parking with that guy, and he smashed his car in the woods?
Yes, the truck.
Who was that? Mike the baker.
The baker.
Her first boyfriend.
The baker.
They tried to go parking in the woods, and
say, forgot the handbrake.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't even.
They brushed it.
And
They
then
hit
she
it.
had to tell us, like, why she was in.
What were you doing in the woods? We were watching submarine races.
That's right.
I remember that.
My parents used to call it luminous ducks. Because I can't believe the cops come up to you if you park somewhere here and they say, "What are you doing here?" I'm watching luminous ducks. We went to Botany Bay. At least I get that much.
You want the goods, you pay.
So tell me the story.
Okay, here's the story of Jodie. Another Jodie story. This involves Jodie in her youth. Jodie was very shy, and she wouldn't go to anybody. The only people that she would go to would be me, my wife, my charming wife, my darling wife. Here's one of those things. I love her dearly.
And your mother. Oh,
And
no,
my
she-
mother. You,
Yeah, right.
me, and my mother. There's only 3 people. And she wouldn't go to my mother-in-law, the lovely woman that she is. So, one year, and my other daughter Jill at the time, we only had 2 at the time. The third one, I'm not taking any credit for it all, but the 2 that we had at the time, even though we know Jodie is not necessarily my daughter, we think it's Patty Evanenko's daughter, who's a good friend of ours, that we always suspected. Jodie looks more like Patty than she does me.
Drive me bloody crazy.
So my mother-in-law and father-in-law brought them T-shirts, and the T-shirt said, "I'm the kisser," that Jill used to wear, and the other T-shirt for Jodie says, "I'm not the kisser," because Jodie would always tell people when they, come here, Jodie, let me a kiss. She would always say, "I'm not the kisser. I'm not the kisser." So if you had to kiss somebody, you would kiss Jill. And if you didn't want to kiss somebody, you wouldn't kiss Jodie because she's not the kisser. And that was it. So she always had I'm not the kisser on, and she'd always say, "I'm not the kisser."
What about Tinkerbell?
Tinkerbell wasn't born yet. Tinkerbell is Katie. My Katie.
It's a hard knock life for us.
Stop the
It's a hard knock life for us. Six free and we get tricked. Six kisses, we get hit. It's a hard knock life.
Where's Mini-Me?
Guys are folks too sweet. So it's a hard knock
You're bending the
road.
camera.
We all cotton blankets. Set up full empty bellies. Set up full. It's a hard knock life. Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light? Once a day, don't you want to throw the towel in? You need to get a part of number 5. No one's there when your dreams are getting creepy. No one cares if you grow and you shrink. No one tries your eyes when get creepy. From the time you would think this place would sing. Oh, empty belly life. Rotten smelly life. Full of sorrow life. No tomorrow life. Santa Claus we never see. Santa Claus, what?